Hey guys, welcome back to Popcorn and Champagne. And today we have some special guests here today from Sight School.
Yay, we got Lex Gillette. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We got Rome Avery. And then I'm gonna let Tiffany introduce him. But this dude has been with Popcorn and Champagne since we didn't know what we were doing.
We had not a clue. My brother, the incredible Joseph Gray.
Thank you.
So Joseph is the co-founder of Sight School, and then we have Lex Gillette, who is also the co-founder of Sight School. So we're so glad you guys are here.
Yes,
I'm so excited. I cannot believe you're here.
Yeah.
These guys also have a podcast.
What's the podcast called?
Sight School.
Yay, I know. I wanted them to say it. I wanted y'all to say it. Because you have it on your shirt, so I wanted you to say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So guys, listen. So Joseph, you and Lex got this vision to create this podcast and have conversations with people about sight and about just their experience with being blind. That's how it started out.
Yeah.
So kind of tell us a little bit about that.
So really it started with Lex and I reconnecting after, not kind of talking for a while, just scheduled and things like that. So we just started talking. We was on the phone and Lex one day was like, man, we should record this. I was like, record
Sounds
it?
familiar.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was like, man, we should record it. I was like, record it and do what? He was like, man, we'll figure that part out.
Yeah.
So we literally, the first couple of episodes are just the audio of me and him talking back and forth. And then we had some of our friends come on. They talked about, their visual impairments, navigating life. And then I think we did like 10 of those. And
Yeah.
then Lex was like, man, let's turn the camera on.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. So then I found this editing software. So I started editing and I started making the graphics, and then it just took off from there. And then we would get emails like, oh, we want you guys to come here or do something there, all these different places.
Yeah.
And then we would just talk like, man, what do we do with this? And
Yeah.
we ended up making it a nonprofit. And then it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah.
And then, I let Lex tell some more. But
I was going to say, Lex, what do you think about it? Tell us your version
I
of
think
it.
that he's definitely right. We started off with conversations, and I think the biggest thing was being able to expose people to information around, how to improve the lives of people who have blindness and visual impairment, because we need advocates and we need people who can really speak on our behalf.
Absolutely.
And so, we started off with the conversations, recorded them, and I was like, man, we need to turn this into a whole situation.
I love
Umbrella
it.
Sight School. I kind of saw it in my mind, and I told him we're gonna call it Sight School. School has 2 O's in it.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're going to turn those O's and make those into glasses. So we got the logo, Sight School, and we got the tagline, which I had thought about, and I was like, all right, we teach people to see, hence the glasses in school. And so
I like it.
we just wanted to make sure that we had an umbrella, a resource, a platform that we could leverage to really change the lives of people who live with blindness and visual impairment, given the fact that we're both visually impaired and we both come from strong families, strong support systems, people who really lifted us up. So wanted to turn around and do that for other people.
Now, one of the things I was looking at your notes, you're kind of famous, right?
Yeah.
A little bit, right?
We have a superstar.
Well, you kind of, he's kind of
Got 2 of
famous.
them.
Oh, got 2.
Yes.
Got 2 of them.
Well, you might have 5
Well, we got
It's 5 of us. Maybe it's 5. Come on now. But you sang the national anthem at a major
times.
sport.
No, he has a beautiful voice.
A few times.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something you just kind of do, whenever.
When they asked me.
When they ask you, I
when they
love it. So tell us about, you sang the national anthem one of the ones you did was in San Diego, right? At a baseball game, Padres.
We did the Padres before. We've done, what did I do? The national championship for, who was it? North Carolina versus Penn State, I think, women's soccer.
Okay.
There's been a number of games.
So you're bragging a little bit. Bragging a little bit. It's okay. Brag.
But not only that, you are a Paralympian.
Yeah.
You are, 5-time Paralympic medalist, 5 silver medals.
Crazy.
Right?
Wow.
games in Tokyo, Rio, London, Beijing. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean,
You're not new to this.
Are you going to Paris?
That's the plan.
Hey, yay.
I mean, it's just amazing. And then we have Jerome Avery here, who is the Connected Insight for you. I'm sorry, that is the name of your company. That's the program.
Okay.
And so tell us what you do for Lex.
Yeah.
And how you're important.
I'm his eyes. You know, I definitely guide him down the track. But at the same time, what I like to tell people, that even though I am a guide, I also need to be guided too. So the importance of guiding is the communication aspect of it. You know, talking and trusting each other. And that's the most important thing. And that carries over to any aspect in life. You know, you have to be connected with someone. And that goes as teachers and the students, you know, parents and their childs. Everybody has to connect in order to be successful. And, you know, one of my mantras that I've gotten through him and working with him is success through selflessness. If he wins, I win.
That's it. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, we're not the ones to get that glory, but being a part of that is just an amazing feeling because you're there with him.
Amen.
So, you know, we just created so many amazing things being together and being involved with him and Joe. And we've known each other forever. So this is something that we've always constantly been working on doing and creating and getting the world to see it in the way that they view things and in the way as a guide that I view things.
Yeah. And you have to be in sync with Lex.
Most
So
definitely.
you have to be the athlete as well.
Correct.
You are an athlete to guide this man to even more greatness.
Yeah.
How did you get into that?
I came up short at the Olympic trials. In 2004, I'm gonna date myself a little bit. I'm the grandfather of track and field, you know, in the guy running world. But the reason why I can do this is because I got people around me that keeps my fire lit, and I know I can still do it. I'm physically fit. I'm ready to go. But with that being said, 2004, came up short at the Olympic trials, made it to the semifinals, and I got knocked out. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Olympic Games is every 4 years. So what do? Do I train another 4 years or do I find something else to do? During that time frame of me not making the games, I had a training partner that I worked with who was a leg amputee who's been involved in the Paralympic movement and pretty much said, hey, Jerome, they're looking for a guide runner. Do you want to go to Athens, Greece? First, I heard Athens, Greece. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But then a week into it, I got to train at the Olympic Training Center where I was currently training as an individual athlete. And while we were there, that's when the training camp for the Paralympians had came. And the first person I connected with was Lex Gillette.
Rest is history.
The rest is history.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's a very good story.
Yeah, appreciate
That
it.
is a very, very good story.
admire what you do.
Thank you.
Now I'm just gonna say real quick, they very humble.
Yeah.
They very humble.
Yeah.
Rome is literally the GOAT when it come to guy running.
Okay.
They know that man around the world.
Wow.
If there's an international competition and Rome ain't there, people are sick.
Really?
Like Rome, that's the GOAT. Like he's literally in the wealth. And yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then with Lex, that's the world record holder in the long jump. This man set the record, went back and broke it and set it again.
Yes, he did.
Like, come on.
And he's done a TED Talk. I mean, it's just the list goes on and on, Lex. But this one over here.
Yeah, let's get to that.
Yeah.
You're legally blind.
Yep.
Can you shed some light on your history with your sight and how that
Yeah, so I
molded you?
I was born with an eye condition called acutaneous albinism. It affects the pigment of my skin, the vision that I have. So I'm legally blind. So without correction, I'm 20 over 200. So what I see at 200 feet, you see at 20 feet.
Got it.
Just as a comparison. But I'm able to drive. I am a bioptic driver. So I have a pair of glasses that I wear. It has a tiny scope on it. It allows me to see long distances. So when I'm driving, if I'm on the interstate, I can see the signs, all of that. I was actually trained here by an amazing, this ophthalmologist was amazing. I owe everything to him. He put me through 3 weeks of training with just a bioptic, and then he covered the cost for me to go to driver's ed.
Yes.
I did that for 2 weeks, and then after that, I was certified to go. I've been driving since I was 18.
Yeah.
And I mean, because of that allowed me just that small piece of normalcy. Also, being born and raised in Nashville, I attended the Tennessee School for the Blind, K through 12 school. During that time, when I was in high school, I attended Antioch High School, go Bears. But we realized that wasn't the best situation for me.
Right.
I'm a social butterfly, and
No way. I would have known that.
yeah.
My
So,
goodness.
so a quick story. I was really, I when I was younger, I rapped. I was really good. I'm just saying, I was really good. And then I got really into battle rapping because just with my appearance, people thought they could call me like Eminem or Vanilla Ice. So I was like, man, I got something for them. So I got really good with my wordplay. So at Antioch, before class, everybody would crowd the hallway in front of the cafeteria. And it was my boy Cali, who was, phenomenal with the words. And so me and him would battle in the morning, and people would just line up to try to rap against us. Yeah. And we would just tag team. And then it got to the point, they were like, Mr. Gray, you're not coming to class. They told my parents.
You weren't going to class?
No,
rapping.
I'm just lining up. I'm just eating people up for breakfast.
I love it.
So
I love it.
I had to, they was like, I think you're just gonna have to stay at the School for the Blind. I was like, all right. But then I was exposed to sports. I did wrestling and track and field. Wrestling was my first love.
Yes.
Like really and truly, that's.
Which you were the best in the state with wrestling. I mean, come on, let's toot the horn here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, this sounds like a movie.
No.
And then I got the opportunity to do freestyle wrestling in the summer.
Yeah.
And during freestyle wrestling, I advanced and I got to go to the national championships. I came in third. So I was the first visually impaired athlete to get ranked that high in freestyle wrestling for my classification. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And you also went to the Paralympics, right?
I was a Paralympic national champion. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was multiple times.
Oh, not just once.
Tell them what your race was.
I ran the 100 and the 200 meter dash.
Yeah. So
And then
it was fast like lightning.
So, guys, talk about what's happening this weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys have something this weekend that's happening, right?
Yes.
Talk about that.
So just a combination of everything between the three of us. Me being an alumnus of the Tennessee School for the Blind, they're hosting the track and field conference championships for the North Central Association of Schools for the Blind. So there's gonna be 13 schools for the blind here in Nashville from around the region. Just in talks with the school and the conference. We had planned last year to do an event. We had to adjust our schedule. So this year we're able to do it.
Yeah.
3 of us are gonna come in. We're gonna put on a sprint clinic. We're gonna have time for a Q&A. We're gonna tell our stories. That's a pool of athletes that's not being addressed. It's not being tapped into. We want to be a resource to those athletes, to those families, to those schools. Also create a pipeline to the Paralympics.
Yeah.
But we need to show them what high level competition looks like. The issue is that they're not seeing that unless it's a YouTube video or anything. So, Jerome and Lex train at an unbelievable level.
Yeah.
It's very high, persistence. So we want to expose them to that. We also have invited universities, public high schools and middle school students to come and see, so that not only can we show blind or vision impaired athletes how to compete, we can also show these, what we consider able-bodied athletes, that there's an opportunity for you. You hear Jerome's story.
Yeah.
How many Jerome Averys are there out there? How many people could benefit from hearing his story?
Yeah. Right. To your point, you're right, because I did not know about the Jeromes of the world. So going forward, guys, what's the future looking like? I know you guys are doing speaking engagements and things like that. How are you showing your vision, so to speak, to the ones that can see out there and getting them to relate and things like that?
You know what? Let me actually, I want to circle back quickly to what Joseph was saying about tomorrow, because one of the gaps that we have within the Paralympics is that typically when we go to international competitions, the population of visually impaired athletes on the team is small. Like we are
Very small.
Percentage. And so tomorrow is a good gateway to I don't know if there will be any Paralympians out there, but you never know.
Yeah.
And so to be able to expose them to a Jerome Avery, a guide who has been around for a long time, who kind of knows what it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Knows what he's looking for. So being able to potentially identify some future talent I think is definitely something that we have in the back of our minds. But even outside of that, I just feel like ultimately at the end of the day, for someone like Joseph, who was raised in a certain fashion where he's obviously an independent person, he's able to survive on his own. Myself, raised by a single mom who was like, listen, I'm not always going to be around you all of the time. You got to be independent, be able to survive and do things on your own. Like that's probably the biggest message that we want to get across to the kids, letting them know that, hey, like there is a space for you in this world.
That's right. It is.
There's something for you to do and go into society and be impactful, like make change. And so I think ultimately that's like the biggest thing at the end of the day, like equipping them with the mindset that they need to go into the world and be amazing.
Empowerment.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. One of the things that you said that I love is there's no need for sight when you have vision.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That is impactful.
When I tell you that gives me
you
chills.
highlighted it.
Oh my gosh.
I highlighted it too.
my favorite thing I've heard
I love
in
that
a
there's
long
no
time.
need for sight when you have vision.
I appreciate that. What was that? I mean, I came up with that when I had just graduated from college. So I had just gotten I was in the Paralympics for like 4 or 5 years, but I was also wanting to transition over to getting partnerships and sponsors and things like that. So it initially started as like a mantra for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
But ultimately it transformed into like, it's like, yo, this is my life essentially at the end of the day. And so the message is at the end of the day, it's not our eyes that determine success. Like our eyes are only the beneficiaries of what the brain is doing. Like the vision comes from
I love it.
your mind. So
right.
whatever we see within our mind, we believe that, we set a plan, we connect with the right people, we work hard, we persevere. But you can turn whatever it is that you see mentally, you can turn that into a physical world.
There you go.
And so
There you go.
we want the kids and everyone who's involved, we want them to understand that they have that power too.
Listen, you heard it first on this couch, honey. And when I tell you these guys are only going to soar and go further.
There's no other way.
It's no other
There's
way.
no other way.
I mean, with that
The
type
sky's the
of
limit.
belief and values that you have, I'm totally motivated. So I want to thank you guys for coming and sitting on this couch
Y'all have
with us
blessed us. Y'all have blessed us.
and showing popcorn and champagne some love.
Yes.
And we appreciate you guys. So we're gonna toast.
Hey, let's do this.
Oh, my glass is over there.
I've been waiting for this.
Aaron gonna get Tony's
Aaron's gonna
glass.
get my
I don't know why her glass is
Well,
over
I didn't
there.
want to spill it and all of that. Aaron's gonna get some. Aaron, wave to the camera. Wave to the camera. It's Aaron.
So here
right,
is
here,
to
here.
vision.
Yay! Click.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
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 Make a wish, make a wish.
Yay!